and welcome to my channel, Chrissy Love. I'm Chrissy. I'm very glad to have you here. Before I start anything, I'd like to know what your scent of the day is. I'd love to see what people are out there wearing, so let me know in the comments below. And today I am talking about 9 perfumes I've received in a haul scenario where I have purchased them through Mercari, I've purchased them at Sephora, I've purchased them at TJ Maxx. I've kind of gone all around and found all these perfumes and collected them over the course of about a month. And I have these 9, and honestly, most of them are stunners. I usually don't do this well in kind of blind buy hauling, but I am so excited about these guys. So without further ado, let's jump in to my haul. My first one was a complete blind buy from Le Couvent de Minimes, which is a general spa beauty product wellness company. They have hand lotions and soaps and foot lotions and body sprays and perfumes and all kinds of things like that. They carried the line at Bath & Body Works way back in the day. So this was a total blind buy that I looked at the notes and was like, yes, that sounds like me. And I have a little sample spray here, but I'll put a picture of the bottle in the corner of the screen. So this is called Le Couvent Maison de Parfum Cologne of the Missions. And it's like really long. I'm looking at this bottle. It says like 1862 Eau des Missions Cologne, Botanical Cologne of the Missions, Le Couvent de Minimes, Haute Provence. It's like ridiculously long, like this name. But in any case, just complete spoiler alert before I get into anything else. This was made in 2011. And it smells like, exactly like Kylie Vanilla, which was made in 2018. And I'm like pretty sure Kylie Vanilla, like they smelled this and duped it. Oh my God. It smells just like it. And I actually have Kylie Vanilla and I wore them side by side. And it is like 95% the same perfume, except for the Kylie Vanilla has better performance. But I was astonished at how similar they were. But let's talk about notes first. So the notes are vanilla, benzoin, myrrh, Virginia cedar, Centella asiatica. I think that's some kind of a green plant, and green tea flower. When I first spray this, I get that creamy, sticky vanilla. It's very sweet. It's brown sugary. And it really just like stays like that. It doesn't really develop much on my skin. So over the course of the next hour or so, it just gets sweeter and sweeter, but it's still that like sticky brown sugar vanilla that I know and love. And performance-wise, it projects for probably the first couple of hours, but then it really sticks to my skin all day. So whereas with the Kylie Vanilla, it really does project and stick to my skin all day. This one doesn't project quite as well. Yeah, but again, such a dupe. If you smelled Kylie Vanilla, you've smelled this. It's really the exact same thing with slightly better performance. I am just astonished. And in the deep dry down, it is not even 95%. It is a 100% dupe in the deep dry down. Like, it is the same perfume aside from performance. So I thought that was funny, and I'm not gonna obviously own both. I'll probably use up this one or use it to like, you know, re-up after I've left for the day with my Kylie Vanilla on me. But yeah, it is a gorgeous one. If you see it, do pick it up. And the bottle is really classic and really beautiful. So that is Le Couvent de Minimes Botanical Cologne of the Missions. This next one is also a total stunner, and it is by Reminiscence, and it is Les Notes Gourmandes Guimauve. And this is the marshmallow one that everyone's been talking about. So I had to get my nose on it. I think this bottle, this is a little wild. Like, these don't really hang right, the ribbons, but it is a really pretty bottle. Now, top notes are almond, lavender, mint, rosemary, tangerine, orange, green notes, sea notes, and bergamot. The middle notes are neroli, petitgrain, jasmine, and black pepper. And the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, musk, sandalwood, ambergris, patchouli, and cedar. And when I first get this on my skin, all of that combines to basically be a soapy marshmallow. So it's creamy, it's fluffy, it has a slight soapy bitterness, like a hotel soap, you know, that like, you know, isn't creamy or moisturizing. Like, you know what I mean? Like the soaps are not very moisturizing. They have this kind of like bitterness to them. But the dry down is where it gets really good. I mean, at first I thought I was going to be let down by this perfume, but no, it turns out I was not let down whatsoever. So the dry down, I get like that very pillowy, sweet marshmallow. It's super creamy. I get a little bit of floral, which I interpreted as like a jasmine floral, but it's not intrusive. It just kind of sits in the background, and I get this like sweet musk coming out. My kind of musk, that like sweet, angelic, endearing musk, and it is just enchanting. It is like a pretty, pretty princess perfume. I just love it so much. It's sophisticated. It's quality ingredients, it smells well blended, but it's still like that pillowy sweet marshmallow. And the performance is beast mode. It lasts all day into the next day on me, on my clothes, on my hair, on my skin. Like, it projects really nicely, and it's just beautiful cloud around me of marshmallow. And by the way, how cute is this? Like, next to my pretty pink flowers. Just have to say. I'm feeling like a little princess right now, for sure. So yeah, this is definitely a winner. I'm going to keep wearing it before it comes into my permanent collection, which you know is a sacred collection that does not get permeated very easily. But this one is absolutely a 95% contender for that. It is lovely and it is unique. That is Reminiscence Guimauve EDP. Next I have kind of a teeny bopper fun one. That is the Ralph Lauren Ralph Love. Cute little bottle here. And the top note is apple, the middle note is pink rose, and the base note is cotton candy, which you would think you couldn't go wrong, right? And this is part of a line that they have all these different like adjectives like hot, cool, rocks, fresh, all of that. And so this is the one I thought would work for me the most. I love cotton candy as a note, and it's an eau de toilette, so that explains performance that I'm going to talk about shortly. But when I first spray this on my skin, I get like a bright, juicy, mouth-watering strawberry candy. And the dry down, I definitely still get that very, very sweet strawberry hard candy. It's like tooth-achingly sweet in the dry down. It gets sweeter and sweeter on me. And the cotton candy note is definitely there. It's like a sponge sugar strawberry candy smell. But it's a little bit synthetic. It's not like a deeply satisfying sweetness. You know, it's just missing a depth or a roundness to it. It's just very surface level, almost body spray like. And performance wise, it's pretty strong on my skin, but it doesn't really project at all. It's definitely an eau de toilette concentration. And the deep dry down after a couple of hours is where it honestly really lets me down, and it's not staying in my collection because it becomes kind of lackluster. Like, it's still a little bit sweet, it still has a little bit of strawberry, it still has that, but it becomes kind of like a ghost of its former self, and I just cannot abide by that. I need my perfumes to smell delicious all day, through and through. So yeah, this is kind of like a nice young person smell, like even like a 12-year-old, someone kind of like starting with perfumes that you don't want them to walk around smelling like sexy or anything, you know, like just like spray it on and it's gone in a couple of hours on them. Like, that's perfect. And they will love it because it's super sweet, cotton candy like. Yeah, so kind of a letdown on this one, considering I hunted it down for so long. It's actually kind of hard to find, but it's definitely going back up on Mercari because I cannot keep this in my collection. And this is Ralph Love. Next, I have Guilty the Eau de Toilette, which I found at a consignment shop on vacation for $3, sitting there all alone, no other perfumes. And I was like, what? I can't even believe I've seen this online for like $80. I was just floored. But it goes to show you that people who are not in the perfume community don't understand the value of perfumes or what they're looking at when they see it, which is totally fair. I'm assuming it's like antiques. Like, what do I know? Anyway, and so this is probably about 40% full, so that's pretty good. So the top notes are pink pepper, mandarin orange, and bergamot. The middle notes are lilac, peach, geranium, jasmine, and blackcurrant. And the base notes are patchouli, amber, white musk, and vanilla. Pretty standard, you know, notes these days. Now when I first spray it on my skin, though, it has kind of a vintage perfume feel, actually. It has this like effervescence that feels kind of vintage, slightly aldehydic, and I definitely get jasmine and musk in it. But in the dry down, even though that vintage sparkle is still there, it turns more of like a sweet musk on my skin, which you know I love. So it becomes a very sexy nighttime scent, a little bit musky, a little bit spicy. I can definitely see why it's called Guilty. It's like definitely pushing the boundaries a little bit. It's definitely sexy. I would say it's almost unisex, actually. because it's not super sweet, but it has that like nice, round, easy to accept kind of musk. Now, performance-wise, it does stick to my skin all day, but after the first couple of hours, it doesn't really project anymore, which it is eau de toilette, so I guess that makes sense. I haven't actually smelled eau de parfum, so maybe it's different in that case. But yeah, this is what I'm definitely going to keep playing with because I think it's actually a really sophisticated smell. Like when I smell this, I mean, I guess it's Gucci. It's a pretty high-end brand. To me, like the quality of the ingredients is very much in line with like the Dior and like the other designers out there. But yeah, it's really sexy. It's quite pretty. It definitely feels upscale. It feels like kind of like a going out scent for a fancy woman. So I'm excited to keep trying this. And this is not one I would have bought otherwise, but I was like, $3, I have to have it. I don't even care what it smells like. I just have to buy it just to do a review and just to talk about it for fun. So yeah, this is Gucci Guilty, the Eau de Toilette. The next one I have here is Korres Vanilla Freesia Lychee. And I got this off Mercari, so it was missing the cap. And it also lost most of its juice in the packaging, but I could still get a couple sprays to smell it, so I thought I'd talk about it because it is really interesting. And this is a house that I'm just starting to get into, which apparently they're from Greece, and they really lean on those roots, and they have all kinds of beauty care products, including perfumes. Now the top note on this one is tea and bergamot. The middle notes are lychee, freesia, peach, sandalwood, and jasmine, and the base notes are vanilla, patchouli, and musk. And when I first spray this on my skin, I get a really heady vanilla. Rich, dense. I get like fruit punch notes in it. And then in the dry down, it turns into a dark berry licorice. So dense, sweet, but still mature. Kind of has an edge to it. It's not straight up just candy, though it is sweet. It's that dark berry licorice through and through for me. But performance-wise, it doesn't project well, which is unfortunate. It becomes pretty much like a light skin scent after a few hours. So the performance isn't really there, but I'm pretty sure their perfumes are all like natural. This one says like phthalate free, PCM compound free. So when you take out a lot of chemicals, I'm sure that also affects performance, but it's nice that it's natural. So this is like I'm not really a licorice person, but this like dark berry kind of flavored licorice, I can definitely get into. It's kind of, sensual and like nighttime and syrupy. So yeah, this is a really fun one. It makes me want to try more and more. Like I really want to try their black sugar. That's just like the idea of black sugar just sounds enticing to me. So let me know if you tried that and what you think about it, because I'd love to hear. But yeah, this is Korres Vanilla Freesia Lychee. This next one I have here is Marc Jacobs Daisy Love Daze. And this is what I've been trying to get my hands on for a long time at a reasonable price. I mean, it was always available, but I didn't want to pay full price for it because that's just how I am. And I finally found it because I love Daisy Love. Daisy Love is like my guilty pleasure. It's like just sweet and syrupy and girly and easy, and it just something that I always reach for. Just something about it, it just gets me. So I was really excited to try Daze because it has the apricot note added. So the top note is apricot, the middle note is osmanthus, and the base note is amber. And when I first spray this on my skin, the Daze version, I get that bright, sweet apricot. I get like sun-ripened apricot vibes, but underneath that is the Daisy Love DNA. It's absolutely there, full force. And the dry down, it becomes this like really sweet apricot flesh, very fruity, juicy, playful, it's youthful. I don't really get the osmanthus. I honestly just get like that Daisy Love DNA with the apricot juiciness. Now, performance-wise, it is beast mode. I can really smell it around me all day, so I really enjoy that. And I would say, actually, the performance on Daze is a bit stronger than on the original Daisy Love. I love them both, but, you know, if we had to compare. And on my skin, the original Daisy Love, I would describe it as being a little more coconutty on my skin. And then the Daze is a little more apricot on my skin. But they are like 90% the same perfume. They are so darn close. I would say they very much serve the same purpose. Like on a given day, if I want to reach for this, I would just as easily reach for this. So I don't really need both. I really need to like do some soul searching here because I might need to keep both just because they're such cute bottles together. And I just really love them both so much. So yeah, we'll see. Now I have been interested in trying the Daisy Love Dream, Daisy Love Spring it's called. Yeah, Daisy Love Spring. And that's the newer release, and that has a fig note in it, and it's green. But I don't like fig. So I'm a little bit concerned that I'll buy it and then just hate it because of the fig, or that I'll just have 3 of the same thing instead of 2 of the same thing, which is equally possible. But yeah, this is a stunner, delicious, sweet, fruity, and good performance. It is just girly to the nth degree, so fun and sweet and delicious, and it is Marc Jacobs Daisy Love Daze. Third to last, I have here Clinique's Cookies and Kisses, which is from their My Happy line. So there's a whole bunch of these that all look like this in different colors, and they all come in this small size bottle, which I think is it's half an ounce. So they're pretty small, but they're also not too expensive. I think that they're around $18 or something like that. Yeah, it's around $20. So on this one, on Cookies and Kisses, the top notes are pink pepper, apple, and bergamot. The middle notes are chestnut, pimento, and balsam fir. And the base notes are guaiac wood, Peru balsam, ambroxan, and sandalwood. So not the notes you would actually think of when you were thinking of cookies. But when I spray this on my skin, I get bitter spices and a sugar cookie dough, like an uncooked sugar cookie dough. That bitterness from like those spice notes in here cannot be understated. Like it's really strong, and it takes away a bit from like the gourmand experience of it. But then in the dry down, it's just it gets a little sweeter, but it's still pretty much the same. Like a hodgepodge of baking spices with some sugar cookie dough. So what's nice is that it's not just like a straightforward gourmand. It does have a little bit of extra zippiness to it. But the letdown with this one is the performance. It's really just a skin scent. It doesn't really project at all. So this is one you have to like really, really overspray. And considering it comes in such a small bottle, I mean, I could use this up in like a week. I overspray anyway, but this one really requires it. So this is one I am surprisingly on the fence with. I thought they would be like a home run. I'm just a gourmand lover. It definitely does have that sugar cookie scent. But yeah, those spices are just throwing me off a little bit. Like, they're just a little bit too bitter, at least on my skin as they come out. But yeah, but this is the only one from the line I've really fallen for in any way, because the other ones are like more floral and more fresh, and I'm just not a floral fresh kind of person. So yeah, this is what I'm going to keep playing with for a little bit, but it might end up on the chopping block ultimately. And this is Clinique My Happy Cookies and Kisses. Next, I have the new release from the Sol de Janeiro company. It does like the Bum Bum cream and all that. And that is the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 40, Black Amber, Plum, and Vanilla Woods. And I have one other, like the macadamia nut one, but the other ones I believe are really more nutty, whereas this one has more of that plum. So the top notes are plum, black amber, and cassis. The middle notes are jasmine and orchid, and the base notes are vanilla, musk, and woodsy notes. And what I love about these is, for being body sprays, they actually have really good performance, this one included. Like, it really does project. It stays on my skin for most of the day, but it has like a really gourmand, easy scent. There's nothing challenging or like floral or too fresh or green, anything like that. What you see is what you get. And they're also really pretty affordable. I think this was like under $30. I think it's $21 or something like that. And this one, it says a hair and body fragrance mist. So it's definitely a body spray. I'm trying to find the size on here. This is a 3 ounce, so a 90 milliliter, which is pretty good. So when I first spray this on my skin, what I really get is like that brown sugar and fig scent from Bath & Body Works. That's just what hits me right at first, just my impression. It's really gourmand. It's very sweet. It has kind of like a caramel note to it. And I'm really glad it's missing those nutty notes that are in the other ones, because I'm actually not a huge nutty scent lover in terms of perfume. Now, the dry down is a creamy, sweet plum. It gets super creamy. It still is very caramelic. It's really decadent. It's like just sweet, sweet. If you don't like sweet, like there is no escaping it. This is like a gourmand through and through. And that plum note is just really juicy and pretty and just makes it a little bit extra, right? A little bit something different. It's not just like a caramel gourmand. This is like a plummy caramel. Performance-wise, again, it's wonderful. I can't complain. Lasts all day. So this is one that has gotten mixed reviews. Some people don't really love it. I understand why, because it's a little bit of a departure from the other ones in this line. But I am really, really enjoying it. And I'm definitely keeping this around for my summertime beach days. Throw this in the bag. It won't leak, you know. Good cap mechanism here really clicks in. Plastic bottle, you can't break it. I mean, for travel, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's super decadent, super easy, and that is the Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 40 by Sol de Janeiro. My last one here is really fun and gourmand as well. It is the Crown Perfumes Al-Rehab Golden Sand. And I have one other from them. This is perfume oil. I have another perfume oil from them called Soft, which to me smells just like pink sugar. So like, I bought these originally thinking, oh, it's gonna have like a Middle Eastern spice to it. They don't. They really don't. They're just delicious gourmands so far from what I've seen. So the notes in this are caramel, vanilla, amber, oud, and floral notes. But I don't get any florals. I really get caramel and cocoa butter when it comes down to it. It's very creamy. It's just like a decadent gourmand. It's slightly lactonic. Like if it were like a creamy caramel milkshake or something, this is what it smells like. Very sweet and delicious. The performance is excellent because it is a perfume oil, so it projects and it also lasts all day on my skin. Obviously, you can't put it on clothes the same way you could with a spray, but yeah, you don't have to. It really stays on your skin really well. It's also extremely affordable. Like whenever I go and try to buy one of these, they're like under $10, and I have not regretted it since. So yeah, this is a really delicious one. I'm definitely keeping around. Yeah, if you want like a really straightforward caramel, good for layering as well, this is a delicious one. And that is Al-Rehab's Golden Sand. It's been great having you here for my amazingly successful haul, which always puts a smile on my face. Thanks for being here with me, and thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting and all those good things we do here to support each other. It means a lot to me, and thank you, and I hope you have a very beautiful day.